Hello and welcome to part 11 of Create Your Own Book of Shadows / Grimoire / Magic Book / whatever you want to call it. Okay, today we are doing page 2 of the festivals. So we're going to make some cards that we are going to turn into pull-out books. So this episode is going to concentrate on making the cards that will be attached, or just the actual cards, because it would be too long otherwise. So as you can see, I'm just using some old school ABC cards. You can use a plain card or a normal piece of card, whatever you want. Cut it to whatever size you want. Then cover it in Mod Podge and stick some scraps of paper on it. Next, we're going to put some paints on. I'm just showing you here that I am using a cat's mat. It's like a silicone cat's mat to put my paints on. So this is a poor man's jelly print, basically. If you can't afford a jelly print like me, get to the pet store, buy a £5 mat, and does the job pretty much. So I'm just choosing some colours. I'm choosing colours related to each festival. So in this instance, I'm choosing some whites and greens for Symbolic. I don't have many greens, so I've got this turquoise, but I'm a slightly colourblind, so to me it looks green, but it might look blue to you. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. So I'm just popping some blobs down on my silicone mat, and then I'm putting some screen spray on as well. I found some shimmer spray. Now I'm just using a roller to pop it onto the cards that I've just made, that have got the scraps of paper on. The scraps of paper are just giving them some nice texture and giving the cards a little bit of body, and also something for the paint to stick to. So as you can see, I'm going with the colours green and white and making a big mess in the meantime. And when I have leftover paints, I just put a spare piece of paper or book page on the silicone mat to pick up the rest of the inks and paint, so that I don't waste them. And then you've got some nice coloured paper for some other things, or for scraps again. So I'm just rolling this and dipping it in, and just trying to figure out what I like and what sort of colours I want on there. I want it to be kind of quite cheerful and bright, so I'm trying to make some light greens with the white and the kind of minty colour. Yeah, and there we have it. So I've got both sides done, and now I'm going to use some crayons. These are Caran d'Ache watercolour crayons, but there's many watercolour crayons you can use. You could even just use normal crayons. You could use dilutions crayons, or if you don't have anything like that, you could just use some more paints, or you could use some coloured pencils, anything you like. So I'm just thinking, what are the symbols or signs and images of Symbolic? So I'm thinking of snowdrops, the first sort of signs of spring that we see around us. I'm thinking of candles and candle magic. I'm trying to think of like some sort of purity colours and purity symbols, which it kind of is. It's like cleansing season and new times and new starts. So I'm just doodling really, some little snowflakes, not snowflakes, although you can get snowflakes in February, can't you? Snowdrops. And there was a white flower on one of my scraps of paper that I've just sort of enhanced, that I could see peeking through the paints that I'd put on. So I just sort of went back in and brought that out. It's probably not a snowdrop because I don't think they blossom out like that, but still it's nice. It's a white little flower. Sometimes you can do that. You can see patterns and images within the mark making and colours that we put down, and it's sometimes just nice just to go with it and just let your mind flow really with creativity. It doesn't, everything doesn't have to be relevant. Just do what feels right for you, and what you enjoy, what you see, and what these colours bring out in you, and just meditate on them as you're doing them. And nothing has to be perfect, and there's no right or wrong either. So yeah, just have fun. I've got some pencil here that I'm just bringing in to try and sort of outline a little bit more on my crayons. And now I've got some Posca pens. I'm kind of doing some outlining and mark making with them. So again, there's many paint markers out there on the market, although I have to say that I find Posca probably the best. They don't fuzz at the ends as easily. So now I've just wrote down some words of meaning for this particular festival. So I've got candle magic. So I'm just tearing off bits. I kind of want it a bit jaggedy and rustic, shall we say. So yeah, and I've got a little old sponge, like it's an old sea sponge, I think. And I'm just putting on some StazOn brown ink around the edges to one, to sort of fade it back because it was a little bit too white, and two, to kind of outline it. So I'm just finding some spots on my cards where I could put these little words in. So you can put whatever words are meaningful to you for this time of year. But traditionally, it is a time of healing and cleansing, and a time for candle magic. So, but you might have different things that you do at this time of year. So, again, and there's nothing right or wrong about art and creativity, and even paganism. There is no rights or wrongs about that. That is mostly the point of it. It's a spiritualized, nature-based practice. So your practices may be different to somebody else's, and often they are. So anyway, here we are. I've got my words on that I wanted to put on, and I'm just going to outline them. I tried with some pencil. It's a black Faber-Castell, that's the word, sorry, Faber-Castell black pencil, watercolour pencil. Faber-Castell watercolour pencils are excellent, I have to say, but again, you can use whatever you've got. Use a crayon, use a Sharpie, just use a normal pencil, whatever you like. But I just want these to stand out a little bit and just give it a little bit of dimension on the words that are meaningful, and the words that I think associate with this time of year. Basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make like a little pull out that I can just look at and say, right, easy, these are the colours for that time of year, these are the words of meaning for this time of year, and this is the date, which I'm going to put on the other side, obviously. And then it's just a quick, it's like a cheat card, you know, it's a cheat card for that time of year, that festival. And we're going to do one for each festival. So in this video, I'm just doing symbolic, but of course you go through and you do each festival, and then in the next video we will put them all together. And make it a little book. So here we go. Festival name, always pronounced differently by everyone, especially between English and American. I'm Irish, so traditionally, so I might say a little bit different to you as well. Again, I don't think it really matters, does it? You could make this if you was a different, you practice something different. I mean, even, you know, you could do a Christian or a Hindu or a Buddhist one, you know, it doesn't matter. You don't have to follow the same practice as me. It would work for any practice, I'm sure, because we all have similar festivals. So again, I'm just going around the edges of these with the black Faber-Castell, and things are popping off of these cards, not sticking too well. It's possible I should have just given it a light sanding with an emery board or a piece of sandpaper before I started sticking things down. It probably would have helped a lot, but to combat that, I am going to put a layer of Mod Podge over the top and just seal everything in, and then bits won't fall off or break off. So here we go. I think that's turned out really cute. And I'm going to move on to my next ones. I did do Yule first, and I did a video of it, but it just went on and on and on, and I think it probably would have bored people. It was very disorganized as well. So by the time I got to the next one, I think I had my act together a little bit better. I don't know, you can tell me whether that's true or not. Here we go. Anyway, this is how it turned out. And I hope you can make some lovely cards for your festivals too. And meet me back to part 12, and we will make booklets out of them and pop them into our Book of Shadows. Thanks ever so much for watching. Really appreciate all your likes. I really appreciate it if you subscribe, because I'm only a tiny baby channel, and I just really appreciate you watching. Thank you very much. Take care now. Bye-bye.